Good morning, my listeners. We have taken time to analyze this Abraham, who is the giant of faith. Can you imagine? There are several reasons why he's a giant of faith. Adam lost his faith when he was perfect. He was not under any state of sin as we are now, as Abraham was. But he lost the faith from his maker. You see, as perfect as he was. But now look at this sinful man, a man under the state of sin. That means the state of sin is not an excuse for me not to have faith in my God. Yes, I don't have to be perfect in order to have faith in my God. I only need one thing. It is a constant renewal of my faith in him. Nobody has said that Abraham did not run into some frustrations. He did. In fact, I have explained some of those frustrations in my book, See, The Defenseless God, if you read the part of Abraham. But frustrations did not take away his faith. He deserves to be a giant of faith. The New Testament is right to make him a giant of faith. Very hard in those days. Here is a man who has very scanty information about God. Very scanty information yet. Here is a man who has no any idea whether the future will be good as the past. Here he is a man dealing with an invisible God, but follows his directives faithfully. It is very surprising when you compare Abraham with us. We become really ashamed of ourselves because of, as I said, because of the information which we have now, plenty of information about the God of Abraham, of whom he did not have that much information about. Now, back to that sacrifice, you people. I haven't yet finished. Back to the sacrifice. He takes Isaac to sacrifice him with no questions, as I have already covered, until God himself says, no, look at that lamb. The lamb is standing there. Don't harm your son. Let the lamb take the place of your son. Now, let us analyze this quietly and quickly, though. If it is true that the lamb was coming to take the place of Isaac, what had Isaac done? Isaac was just a victim of the circumstances or religious circumstances of that particular time. Yes, of that particular time. What Isaac was facing at that particular time was not of his own making. Please mark the analysis as we go on, slowly but surely. You see, Isaac did not ask for for the circumstances that please sacrifice me. No. The request comes outside Isaac and even Abraham, for that matter. What Abraham only did is to obey the command. By faith, it's okay. If this is the only son I have and I am sacrificing him, well, he will make, not maybe, but he will make a plan for me to have another one. Odds which are facing us of age and other things, notwithstanding. You see, notwithstanding, he will again take care of those odds. So Isaac is not to be blamed in all of this. I can as well inform you that Isaac was innocent, and the lamb is coming to die in the place of an innocent person also. Why do I say that? Don't misunderstand me. You and I, who need a savior, you see, none of us ate the fruit. The situation we are in now, it is a situation which has come beyond ourselves. The situation is beyond ourselves, beyond our control. None of us discussed with the snake and then lost the conversation. It was our representative who did that. I am only a person who is suffering because of my representative. The state of sin has come and has taken hold of me. You see, Isaac was a victim of religious circumstances of those days. It was not of his own making. Salvation comes to a person who is like that. You and I, salvation has come free from heaven, because the circumstances we find ourselves into, it is not, they are beyond us, beyond our control. You see, we didn't participate as people or persons. We only participated through representation. Therefore, since the participation through representation was free, similarly, salvation is also free. Please, don't miss that. This is not, I am not talking of misbehaving with sins and what have you. I'm talking about the state of sin, which leads us to death. None of us personally participated. It is Adam who did it. But because he was my representative, I also became a victim. Similarly, it will be through a representation for me to be saved. Yes, a representation of which I did not participate in again as a person, but only that he is my representative. And since he is my representative, then now I'll be saved and I'll be freed from this sin. You see, this state of sin. Isaac walked free that time from the religious circumstances, from a situation, religious circumstances had put him into without his participation, without him causing or calling for it. God says, as innocent as your son is in all of these circumstances, salvation comes to the people who are under sin and death because of representation. And this representation element must sink in our minds. If it doesn't, then that's where you have a problem of works to save yourself. You can only save yourself if you are involved, but not by, you can't save by representation, and you save yourself when you are suffering because of representation. Adam was our representative. And something we are facing is beyond us, is above us, you see? Yes, which needs a savior. And this is what we have been always telling you, which needed a savior, you see, who is going to act as a second representative, you see? Then in Jesus Christ, who suffered for me, and he conquered this sin. He conquered this state of sin. When I am in him, yes, then I am also a conqueror as he is himself. Please don't get confused. I know very well I'm talking to lay people, and that's why I go slowly, carefully, so that the message may sink. When Isaac got up and off off that sacrificial thing, you know, I don't know what it was, whether table or anything else, you see, and he stood there free. You see? Yes. He is saved by something else, which is a lamb. And it will die on his behalf. Because Isaac was not supposed to die by his own behavior or bad behavior. He was just a victim of something bigger than himself, which is a religious, you see, religious customs and powers of those days. So his death will not be counted to him that he deserved his death. Okay. Similarly, God was starting a very fundamental pillar or foundation, that all of us who are coming to be saved, he is not saving primarily from bad things we do. He's coming to save us from that power of sin, you see, that state of sin, which we have no power whatsoever to save ourselves from. You see, we are captive to that power. Why are you captive to that power? Well, my representative, are you hearing the answer? My representative lost faith in his God. And when my representative lost faith, you see, the planet was engulfed by the state of sin. And by the time I am born, I bear this burden of the state of sin because my representative lost faith. I see, yes. So now, what is your faith? My faith, without another representative, I have no hope. I have no hope. There must be another representative for me to have hope. I see, yes. That's why we talk in the first Adam and the second Adam in Romans 5. For some of you who may have an idea where this argument is found. The first Adam, it is simple. The first Adam, death and suffering came to pass. In the first Adam, yes. And it took care of the whole world, the whole creation. It didn't spare anything. The state of sin engulfed it. Insects were not spared, as long as it was creation of God. So, what is the hope of that creation which has been engulfed by the state of sin from their representative, who is Adam? Well, this is what God was working on now. He's going to work on it because there was no way I can work on it. I can't answer for the situation I did not participate in physically and personally. I only participate in what I am now having by pure representation. That's why when death comes, it does not look for CV. I have repeated this over and over, but the more I repeat this, it is because I want you to get it. It does not look for CV. It does not look to how well and good behavior you are or how well behaved you are. It doesn't spare any. Why? Because good works can't save you who did not participate in person, but you only became a victim by representation. Therefore, we need a representation. That's why in Jesus, you see, a new representation was found. And he overcame all, you see, the first Adam lost. Faith only. As a father, as you want it, let it be so. Yes. Even if the conflict of the will came, we still had one thing, you see, as the way you want it, let it be the way you want it. That is precisely what faith does. May God bless each one of us every day to reach that level of understanding salvation, that it is through representation. God bless you.